Hi, so good evening to all of you. Today I have come here to discuss something very important about history optional. Whenever we study history optional, we should have command over certain concepts, and if those concepts are weak, वो हमारी understanding खराब कर देता है, which eventually affects our answer writing, and that gets reflected in poor marks in the mains examination. So to make it very easy for all of you during this time when majority of students are preparing for prelims, तो थोड़ा सा concepts को भी समझ लेते हैं. So let me just introduce you to those concepts which are very important for us. So हम किस चीज पे फोकस करें, क्यों concepts important है? Number one, they are the backbone of the optional. Number two, clarity is required over them so that you can translate the same into the answer. Number three, history revolves around concept, and finally all events are linked to these concepts. ठीक है, तो पूरे सब्जेक्ट की फाउंडेशन को आप ऐसे नहीं छोड़ सकते. So in ancient India, we're going to discuss about the concept of history, because whenever we discuss about sources, whenever we discuss about those problems with the sources, it is eventually linked with what is history. Then second, we'll talk about agriculture. We'll talk about how civilizations are created, and that is something which you need to understand, the historiography linked to this. This is very important. Number three, formation of states for the first time, and what are the characteristics of a state, and those things are often missing in the conceptual level of students. Monarchy, its elements, social mobility, like we see the development of jati system, we see the development of varna system, and those systems you have to develop, how they are interconnected, and throughout the ages how they have changed from Vedic period to early medieval period. And finally, we'll talk about economic structure, we'll talk about trade, we'll talk about the overall economy of India during the ancient India. So these are the concepts which I will be covering in ancient India. In medieval India, I'll talk about feudalism. Every year you will be finding a question on feudalism. We'll talk about development of syncretic culture, Sufi cultures, those cultures which developed structure of state during this time, and very importantly, emergence of regional identities with the important states like founded by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So that is something which we'll discuss in medieval India. In modern India, we'll talk about the overall debate, ki what is modern. So continuity versus change debate, constitutional evolution of India, so that is important area. Ideologies of British Raj, be it Orientalism, be it with this utilitarianism, evangelicism, all those things we are going to discuss. What is nationalism, because the freedom struggle, it is mostly going to be important if we understand the meaning of nationalism. And then ideologies of important leaders on nationalism, उनको क्या समझ में आता है उसके हिसाब से, क्या उनका मीनिंग था, what is the meaning of स्वराज, right? All those things we're going to discuss in modern India. In modern world, we'll talk about the major revolutions. French Revolution is there, Russian Revolution is there, all those revolutions we're going to discuss. Then their impact, what are the important isms, capitalism क्या है, socialism क्या है, communism क्या है, Marxism क्या है, all those things we're going to discuss. And third, very important, the balance of power. What is this balance of power which affected the overall First World War, which affected the Second World War, which eventually led to the beginning of the Cold War? What is this concept of balance of power? So if you want to learn all these concepts, only one thing you have to do, you have to register in the link given below. Then you have to verify it on the WhatsApp also, what specific, and then finally you'll get access to these classes on the app. This app will be link will be provided to you, and eventually you can just register on it and आपको access ले सकते हो. If you have any problem with respect to history optional, just call on these numbers. Our website is also there if you have requirement of any specific course, www.prepcareer.in. and if you want to see these kinds of important videos, so just subscribe to our YouTube channel and eventually watch these educational videos for UPSC preparation. So thank you so much and all the very best.